20 epic signs you are poor. If you're new to the channel, please hit the red subscribe button below for more Fact Queen videos. 20. Lotto fever. Lottery tickets are sold on the dream of hitting it big. Most of these tickets are purchased by people hoping to strike it rich. Casino halls and similar gaming establishments are thriving on the same people, those who hope to hit it big time. Wealthy people rather spend their time and money on investments rather than games of chance. 19. Posers be stylin'. How many times have you seen someone or a group of people cruising down the street in a flashy, expensive car, dressed in designer clothes and fancy jewelry, and wonder how they can afford any of that stuff? Oftentimes, they can't. There are many people that are one paycheck away from being homeless on a regular basis, but spend money they don't have on things they don't need. Some people like pretending they live a life they think will impress others, or maybe it just makes them feel better temporarily. 18. Water, please. Let's face it, water is vital to survival, and frankly, it's a healthier beverage choice than most anything else. But when you don't have the money for flavorful, expensive drinks, you order water. Asking for a water cup at fast food restaurants is common practice, and most places will happily give you a small cup for free water. Also, ordering water at a nicer place saves a bundle off the tap. 17. Rent to own. One common thing that poor people do is rent household essentials as well as luxury items instead of buying them. Furniture, televisions, jewelry, appliances, electronics, and more are common rental items that many people rent, which basically keeps those kinds of stores in business. The rich usually buy these types of items outright or use short-term credit and low interest. The advantage of buying reasonably expensive products rather than renting them can be seen in the long run, of course. The insanely high interest rates for these rentals often adds up to someone spending several times what the items are worth. Sadly, in some cases, the outstanding debt is still due long after the merchandise is in use. 16. Craigslist Cruiser. Many people can relate to this. Ever needed, aka wanted, that new hoverboard to show off to your friends? Or the latest headphones or gadget, but couldn't because it's too expensive? Well, one common habit is buying used stuff from websites like Craigslist. Buyer beware though, the downside is that sometimes you end up buying nothing but junk. On the bright side, sometimes you can find pretty decent deals on used shopping websites. 15. Ramen noodles. Ramen noodles are cheap, quick, and easy. And did I mention cheap? That's why people who are poorer tend to eat a lot of ramen noodles. Hey, nothing against them, of course. People all over the world love them, and they get many college students through school. But there is a drawback to eating them too often. They're not exactly a nutritious part of a healthy diet. Unless you add a lot of veggies and eggs to them, can they be considered a better quality meal. But, well, if people had the funds for good food, they would be buying that instead of cheap noodles. Rich people usually care a lot about their diet, and they can afford to eat much more nutritious foods. 14. Junkyard shopping. Have you ever gone to a junkyard to look for spare car parts? They can be fun places to roam. They also provide a good service for people that need parts and don't want to or cannot afford new parts to repair their vehicle. Finding ways out of costly situations is a creative skill. Avoiding the heavy costs of car maintenance is a great reason to visit a junkyard. While a rich person is more inclined to get their car fixed with genuine parts and pay a fortune for those parts, other people often scour for junkyard deals. 13. Weekly living. People struggling to get by tend to stay in weekly rental complexes, but for extended periods of time. Renting an apartment costs a lot of scratch and requires a lot of documentation as well as good credit. To avoid such hassles, or if they just don't have the means, some people are more likely to stay in cheaper weekly rentals as their main residences. 12. Dollar store deals. The dollar stores tend to have everything from dinner necessities to cleaning materials, all for the mere cost of $1 each. The dollar store is like a poor man's heaven. These places exist to help anyone in need or just looking to save a few bucks on everyday items. 11. Wasting time. One of the major things that differentiate between the lifestyle of rich people and poor people is how the rich utilize their time. The rich don't waste time on very many unproductive things and activities. This is because they're usually fully focused on their goals. They have their eyes and minds fixated on their long and short-term goals. They often wake up early and spend their time on being productive. They read a lot and gain a lot of knowledge and skills whenever they can. The poor, on the other hand, tend to waste much more of their time. Usually that time is spent on unproductive things like watching several hours of television and posting every small detail on social media. They tend to be more focused on their immediate activities than their life goals. 10. Work-life imbalance. Making rest and free time a priority does not lead to a prosperous bank account. One of the things some poor people do is make a work-life balance their priority. They might complain about how working some 9-to-5 job is messing up their work-life balance and go on about how they will soon quit that job or this job. It goes without saying that quitting a job is a bad idea if you want to have more money. Successful people often sacrifice a notion of work-life balance and divert their focus to just work for a while. They often forego vacations and other time off to push for their goals. The end game desire usually is that the extra effort now will create more balance long-term. 9. Prepaid cards. The rich use a wide variety of credit cards to their advantage for things like low interest rates and free airline miles, and they have a fair amount of great credit established. The poor tend to use prepaid credit cards, which can cost more to use. Although they can be misused on useless purchases, prepaid cards, if used wisely, could help establish a better credit rating and with general needs. 8. Housekeeping cart. One of the funniest things, only because many people have probably done it at one point, is that poor people will sometimes swipe toiletries from the housekeeping trolley cart. Okay, we probably won't see a rich person stealing soap from the cart, but sometimes an extra bottle of shampoo or some TP just comes in handy. 7. Late to rise. Poorer people tend to be less productive and less focused on their life goals. Many people allow the bad habit of waking up late every morning, whereas the rich and successful ones are more focused, so they wake up early. They also tend to make great use of the extra time by doing exercise or reading. They build a routine for themselves, which leads them to be more active and productive each day. 6. Gossip versus concepts. Gossiping about other people, living in tabloid mags, and trolling on social media all the time are often things that many poor people do more than rich people. Have you noticed how tabloid magazines and reality shows are more popular with people with less money? Rich people often talk about things, concepts, and ideas instead of other people. This type of thinking lends itself to growth and moving forward in life. Spending a lot of time talking about other people means spending time talking about things that have already happened. If it already happened, slim chances you'll be moving forward if you're always looking back. 5. Clearance groceries. What most people might not know is that there is a clearance section in most grocery stores, bakeries, and other eateries, where food is about to expire and tends to be very cheap. People who are poor, or maybe even just very frugal, are most likely to buy these items from the clearance section for deep discounts. 4. Blame game. How often do you hear people blame their parents, their boss, their fill-in-the-blank about their situation? Changing a person's mindset, current work or living situation, education level, attitude, past atrocities, etc. takes time and genuine work effort to move forward. Going to the library, reading anything that helps learn a new skill, seeking counseling or financial assistance, forgiving others for their negative influences, whatever the case may be. These are things that many rich people do to move their lives in a positive direction. Many poor people, unfortunately, are stuck in a holding pattern and buried in debt or life's daily situations that it is difficult to pull back or away far enough to see beyond today. Support is often right around the corner for anyone willing or able to take steps toward a new path. It's known, though, that blaming others keeps people stuck. Rich people waste less time blaming others and more time finding solutions to their misfortunes. 3. Weekly loans. Vehicle title loans, payday loans, and check cashing businesses are making bazillions of dollars on the backs of ordinary people. They provide a service which is helpful in short-term emergency situations, but for people with poor credit or itching to have something now, these places charge extortion-worthy interest rates and fees for that convenience. When people spend their paychecks before they get them, these loans can cost several more paychecks to pay them off. 2. Kids' early arrival. Let's be straight. Kids are expensive. Oftentimes, people in poor situations have kids early. Kids are great, except if there isn't enough money to support them. In addition to having kids early, some people have more kids overall than rich people. 1. Lack of action. Many poor people have amazingly innovative ideas, but they may never act upon them. This is one of those things that can define their fate. The ones that do act upon their ideas and take the risks are the ones that might achieve success. Everyone is strongly urged to go out of their comfort zone and take risks, do the work needed to achieve their goals and chase dreams. So many people are afraid to take those risks. They don't want to fail, but even just reaching for goals leads to other successes. Please hit like, click subscribe, and comment below if you'd like to help us grow and bring you more Fact Queen content. Thanks for watching.